hard. But girls don't need to go to army, so I think boys have tougher time to grow up.
Girls' stages of puberty are more difficult than boys because most of the girls start puberty 2 years earlier than boys, which makes them harder to go through it. And girls start getting periods. When they start it, they become women who are able to have babies. But the period pain is similar to the pain you get when you are having a baby. And they need to experience that each month. And during that time, they are able to go swimming, do any rough exercise, go to camp, and for example, some of my mom's friends couldn't go to school camp because they had periods.
Okay, so for boys, they have their own disease called prostate cancer. Prostate is a place, is a thing inside boy's body that is boy's reproductive system. And cancer means some cells growing up unusually, so they not under control. So that means prostate cancer is unusual growing of cells in the prostate. And it's only for boys. It doesn't happen in girls. Because girls doesn't have the prostate.
Something to add into Minnesota is girls get ill because of periods. My auntie, when she was just 16 years old, had to spend at least 1 or 2 days in bed a week because of periods, because she had very bad tummy aches. So she had to, and she missed out on some good events that her family used to do. And girls, it's just they go through periods which is they're really painful and they're not very fun. So, but some other people said that you can't really go to fun events as much. Mine is the exact same as what Oliver did. We had the same points, undescended testicles. This only happens with boys. It's when you go inside your mother's tummy. The testicles don't actually grow where they are when you were born. They grow up in your tummy and they move down as you grow. This can lead to other medical diseases. So it can be hard for boys to grow up with this disease.
Okay, so when we get older, we have our own family and we have our own kids. Girls tend to mostly take care of the kids because you guys are always at work, and then we have to take care of them depending on how many we have. And essentially, a very small percentage of fathers bear the burden of housework and taking care of the children. And the fact is, moms spend twice as much time with their children as their fathers. And one of my examples is when I was little, my mom took care of me, my sister, the house, all by herself, because my dad lived in another country for work. So she took care of us all by herself. We wake up in the morning, send us to schools, and we were in 2 different schools. Yeah.
And the reason you guys, girls can't take care of children is that because boys work. And girls don't need to worry about money and stuff because they can just marry a rich guy and they can just spend their husband's money.
But
doctor and check how bad it is. So, for example, this happened to my brother, and then he tries to get the pimple away, but he can't. So then he went to the doctor. He got a lot of medicines, but then he still can't take it off. And then he at least needs to have 2 medicine, 3 things to put on his face, and then washes it off.
I just
Yeah, so.
Girls get pregnant and do all the hard work first. When a couple is having a baby, and then only work for the man is given a seat to a woman, and the rest of the work is for a woman. And he has to carry the baby for 9 to 10 months, which is very heavy and hard. And during that time, the woman has to eat all the healthy food for the baby. And when the baby is coming out, the pain lasts for days or hours for the woman, and it's really hard for her. And how it relates back to our topic is, example, there was an 11-year-old girl in Korea, and she accidentally got pregnant, and she tried to kill the baby, but she realized that she couldn't be pregnant anymore if she killed the baby, so she had to just let the baby live. And she was only 11 years old, so it was really hard for her.
You don't have anything? Really? So boys, girls and boys, both of them get voice change in puberty, but boys get lower voice than girls, but girls only get a bit lower, so that they know what they say. Like Cookie is father.
So my brother, for example, my brother, he had a very bad voice, I don't know how, but and stuff, and he couldn't speak for a while, and we could not understand for a while, and it started from 2 years ago, and it ended in 9 months. So, it took a long time.
Okay, so I want to change this topic to not now, to a long time ago, for in Greek, and women were slaves in that time. So in Greek times, girls were slaves to men, so they were slaves to brothers, husbands, and fathers, and they were allowed very little money and reward. The whole point of you didn't get to choose who you wanted to marry, and the whole point of getting married was just to have a baby boy, and if you were a baby girl, they wouldn't love you as much as they loved the boy.
Okay, so we're not talking about the past right now. I was disappointed about right now.
She needs to add
And
It's exactly the same thing.
That's why you said. You had it with Loki. We're
Yuta?
Jasmine?
Just, girls want to look pretty and feel good about themselves. Example, every day I'm looking in the mirror and fixing my hair and clothes so I can feel good about myself. Fact, young girls are being pressured by the media to have a thin look.
What about me? I care about that kind of looks and stuff, right? Yeah. I care about me. Try to care more.
Yeah, because we look at magazines and stuff, and we look at the photos, and we're like, oh, I wish I was like that. And some people, they don't, some girls, they don't like the look of themselves, and they kill themselves.
What?
Because they don't like who they
They're
are.
not happy with
So
themselves.
girls are not good they
Oh, Yuta, that was a low blow. I'm gonna minus a
They
point
lose a
there.
point? Oh.
Okay? That was a low blow. Name calling.
So they just want to look, they want to feel good about themselves, but if they don't, if they keep trying, like straighten their hair and put all different clothes on and try to fit in, and they don't like that, they just kill themselves.
Well, you can just see your culture.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they still don't feel good.
Change the subject. You may know this. Some boys have to wear something called a jock strap. Goes around their. It goes around their testicles. And it prevents injury. And if you don't wear a jock strap, you can really damage your testicles, and you might not be able to have a baby with another woman.
I have examples.
So once I was playing baseball, or it's really softball, and then when I was trying to catch, it hit my chest. I did not have any more of those protectors. So it really hurt. So it really hurt.
Girls care more about hygiene than boys. So they, example, girls, like they think they have to be so very clean, so they clean themselves a lot, but boys don't care that much, as much as girls do.
That's an opinion I have.
Wait, stop the timer.
Stop the timer.
Stop the timer.
Stop the timer.
What do you use?
What is it?
It's a free ticket.
To go ahead.
Thank you.
No, it's
Thank you.
what?
Let's continue. We're very, this is very good.
Oh, timer. What was it? Ah, sorry.
move on. Next topic. Next point.
Next point. Is there
Does anyone else from the boys have anything to contribute besides?
no, that didn't work anyways. It's
Vincent
just
has
that
something. Oh wait, no, sorry, Jonathan has something.
But we have to say it
it's
first.
our turn.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have something.
Yeah, I do. No, I can go get permission. Since so due to the girls doesn't go to work these days or no. So girls can be special more than boys when they're at companies because there's less girls working than boys. So they can be special. They can be someone who can shine.
But okay, but it's not like they want to be the person who shines. It's just they just get it. It just happens. And if you act special or like show talent to some people, then you can get special too. So it's not like just girls being special. Boys are. It's like girls and boys have their own talents. So they can do what they want, and then they can get popular in their own kind of way than girls.
Girls may instantly be special.
Sorry?
Without doing anything, they can be special instantly. I have seen them. I can really see it. So like in Korea, like I so when they get what should I say? If they get hurt, like they say ow something like that. So they became like special. So they have to go to nurse. And then if boys get hurt like that, boys still needs to go to nurse or something.
Okay. So, but that's because they sometimes expect, because a true fact that I know that my dad told me was about like boys, the reason that they usually die before girls is because they usually don't want to, like, if they get hurt, sometimes they say, oh no, I'm fine, I don't need help. But girls, yeah, they try to get it fixed. So that's why, like, because they've usually got infections and stuff. So it's usually because they expect the boys, they don't want to get help because they think that the boys would just be fine about it. They wouldn't really care.
Isn't the reason they wouldn't really care because girls are boys are not, no, I mean like girls can get help easier than boys. So that means boys are tougher than girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's also why we get bullied by that.
Thank you. Because we get bullied because
So
we are expected to be weak.
yeah. So that's why you guys can get help easier, but for boys, we never can get help.
Yes,
don't
but-
want help.
Yeah, no, it's because
No, we
yes,
want
but yes, but like we are expected to be weak, and we get bullied for expecting to be weak because we're not expected to be as strong, and then we get bullied for that because we just don't get as much of attention on being strong, and maybe like they get jealous because usually girls are strong. I'm a girl who
shopping for their family.